Hey, we've come to our last award of the evening and our nominating committee. This is not a typical award. We don't make this award every year. It's a very special award. We call it the Legacy of Philanthropy. And so I'm going to be taking a little more time to introduce this person, who you all know really well. So, Jim Moose Barrows and the term legacy are almost synonymous. Oh, okay, we're not going to be able to get through this if you're going to do that every time, every sentence. Okay, most people know about Moose's legacy in the ski racing world. He helped mold the sport with some of the most famous names in skiing as his teammates and friends, Spider Savage, Billy Kidd, Jimmy Huga, just to name a few. The new Barrows chairlift at Hallison Hill is a lasting tribute to Moose's seemingly limitless passion for and contributions to his sport. U.S. Ski Team member, World Pro Ski Tour member, U.S. Ski Team men's downhill coach, Olympian, Colorado Ski Hall of Fame. No doubt he has left his legacy in ski racing. The story that hasn't been told about Moose, though, is the one for which he is being honored with the Legacy of Philanthropy Award tonight. The common thread running through Moose's career in skiing and his life in Steamboat is his love for people, particularly children. Through the years, he has leveraged his success, his fame, his connections and friendships to bring positivity and hope to those who need it. A true philanthropist at heart, nothing brings a bigger smile to his face than knowing that he has brought joy to someone else's life. He has done that in countless ways for literally thousands of families. The Moose's Loose Golf Tournament and Mickey's Fund are two of the philanthropic contributions that Moose is most proud of and two of his greatest legacies. The Moose's Loose Golf Tournament began in 1974 to provide funding for young skiers to participate in ski programming they otherwise would not be able to afford. The proceeds from the tournament created the Steamboat's Winter Sports Club's scholarship program. Moose has run the tournament since the beginning and continues to this day. Over the past 40 years, the Moose's Loose Golf Tournament has provided hundreds of thousands of dollars for countless local youth to participate in snow sports through the Winter Sports Club. Mickey's Fund is a cause that is extremely close to Moose's heart. In 1983, just before Christmas, Moose was driving his 2.5-year-old son, Mickey, back to Steamboat from Children's Hospital, Colorado, where Mickey was being treated for a heart condition. Mickey was worried about the kids at the hospital who had become his friends and who were going to be spending the holidays in the hospital. He asked his dad, "How will Santa know they are there?" Sadly, young Mickey didn't live much longer. Moose was inspired by his son to create Mickey's Fund and fulfill his promise to his son that Santa would find the kids, even if they are at the hospital. Through donations received from friends and supporters, Moose established an endowment fund which was used to buy toys and gifts for the children who would be spending Christmas at Children's Hospital. By 1987, Moose and other Steamboat residents started the annual tradition of collecting toys and donations and driving them to Denver, where they would personally deliver the gifts. The small gesture of kindness that Mickey wanted to share with his friends at the hospital has grown into a 2-day gift extravaganza for in- and outpatient families at Children's Hospital. Not only do parents get to pick out age-appropriate gifts for their sick and injured children, but they also get to pick out gifts for the other kids in their family, so they can all experience some joy around the holidays. The program serves over 1,000 children of all ages each holiday season. Moose has only missed a few days out of the last 30 years of the toy drive, spearheading the local efforts each year to collect and deliver gifts to Denver for the big event. Moose has played an important role in shaping our local culture. His contributions have touched so many lives for the better, and Steamboat simply wouldn't be the same without Moose's contributions. That's why we are so proud to present to James Moose Barrows the Legacy Philanthropy Award.
You know, I have a speech that I wrote, and it just went out the window. You know, a couple of the lines were taken ahead, you know. I first of all got to thank, I've seen so many friendly faces around here tonight. This is just phenomenal. Tim, thank you so much for even considering this. This is an unbelievable honor. So I'm standing here. I find myself in a very unfamiliar territory. You know, I've never been known to be at a loss for words, but usually I was talking about skiing or flying or golf or something else. But anyway, I'm at a little bit of a loss here. You know, everybody here, what I've done has been part of all this, and I feel remiss if I tried to name a few people because there's so many here and I don't want to forget anybody out. You know, what we do is, I shouldn't say that. What happens in Steamboat is unique to all the places that I've had the opportunity to go visit over the years. And as all of you know, is where my depth is with the youth and the young people of our country, not just of our valley, but of the whole country, and to make sure that we can guide them in the proper directions and stuff. So, you know, I'm up here tonight, but there's so many of the people here I see here tonight that are as responsible for all these things that happen as I am up here. I sit here and I press the people that come, and they contribute, you know, their guidance, you know, all the supplies, everything that we've done over the years. This is not cash. This is actual the heart investment of making this a better community. So I stand here tonight, and I was thinking who, you know, was most important. And unfortunately, for my life, somebody that several of you do know but are not here tonight, and that's my parents. And to start this thing, Tim talked to me and we said the foundation, and I have to look up and what a foundation is, and that's what's under my house and crumbles and needs rebuilding and things like that. Sometimes I need a little education. So, but the support and the guidance of all these people, you know, they're as much of this honor as I am standing up here. So I go back to my parents who sort of found their way to this valley in 1950. And, you know, I've never been to Camelot or been everywhere else, but if this isn't the Camelot of the Rocky Mountains, I don't know where else you'd find it. I think it's really a best place. So, and those of you knew that some of you have heard stories. I had very special parents. My dad had a gas station and stuff. And one of the things that myself and many of the other, and I'm going to say kids, but they were the residents, those children in Steamboat, in Kremling, or in Hayden, especially Oak Creek, they all knew where Ray's Texaco service was. And his presence over those years really got through to me and the rest of our family who was the same way, is the currency that we all had to live with, that was time, the experience, the equation, labor, and love. And that's how we operated in this Camelot over those years. And it was very special from that viewpoint. Then I look around and I see some kids here tonight. And I'm talking about all of you because I haven't grown up yet either. So my mother was a very special educator here for years and years and years. And I can still see people when I watch their penmanship, if they had my mother in the first or second grade. They did lots of O's when they wrote, right? Can I tell a story, Nancy? You know, it was really, my father worked for Lockheed Aircraft during World War II. And he was in charge of P-38s as they were completed. And P-38s were designed and built by Howard Hughes. And he's out on the line one day and he needed some help. And they called this guy over and he came over and helped him out on this airplane. And so shortly after that, the story he tells, of course I wasn't there, but he tells his story, is that he got drafted into the Army. And he came in on Friday afternoon to collect his paycheck. And he told the guy, he says, I'm going to have to give you 2 weeks' notice because I go in. And Howard Hughes was sitting in the back room in the office, and he came out and picked up the piece of paper and says, you just keep coming to work here. Well, thank goodness he did that, because I probably wouldn't be here otherwise. So Mom, when we first came here, taught at Moon Hill School, and we got to know all those kids and all the ranchers and the integration of all that. And I think that's where we really started to understand my mother's relationship with children in this valley. And that was till she died in the 90s. That was what her total contribution to the valley was. So, you know, I'm way in over my head here. This league, all these people that came up, I have to just say, I'm so proud of this honor for all of you. But Leona, I got to tell you, you are a star. I know my mother would have been proud, and so are we. Well, sustaining the mission of this, to make sure these kids and the people that grow up through the valley are all taken care of and understand what our all is to give. You know, the sustainment of this and the presence of all you people here supporting it tonight. And so I'm trying to get through this, and it's a little difficult for me, but when I tried to put it together, a lot of people, one guy told me, he says, you know, when you get up there, remember, there are 3 G's that you have to do. The first one is be gracious. And I am trying to be this. I am so gracious for all of you showing up tonight and supporting this and supporting me and supporting this community, and to make sure Camelot exists in the future. The second G was to remember to be generous. Whenever you have the opportunity, don't back off. And the third one is, when it's time, get off. And so I got to thank you all very much for that.